What's up, Buttercup? Welcome to the chaos that is my office. You can't see it, but it's there. Namely, all the books that I still own but haven't read. Yeah, we're just gonna go over them as like a 7 months into 2023 and look at my disaster. Maybe it's not a disaster. I know people that have way more books than this, but I have been distracted by the library, so it keeps piling up with gifts that I've gotten from my Amazon wish list, which is in the description box below. It's the last one. So I've gotten quite a few gifts, namely books, from friends or readers of my books that want to buy me something, or viewers of my YouTube channel that want to buy me a book to read and possibly review. You know, that vibe, right? And I'm just gonna jump right in with no particular order, but I am gonna talk about each book briefly. Maybe ramble, you know me. The first one is, I've had this book for 3 years. I don't know why I haven't started it. I think maybe because it's a little nerve-wracking, because this is the only book from this author, and so I'm like, is it good? Because it's his first novel. It's not even a novel. It's like fiction-ish, but it's mainly nonfiction, and I think that's also why I'm a little maybe concerned, because it's like, it can't be both. Like, is it nonfiction or is it fiction? But foxes. Hello. I am thinking of reading this during nonfiction November and seeing if that maybe helps, because I have some other nonfiction books that I want to read for nonfiction November, and maybe that will push me into at least trying the book out, because it's nonfiction, only nonfiction for November. Yay, I don't know. I mean, it worked last time. I got through a lot of nonfiction books last time, so I think it, for some reason, my mind's like, oh my god, yes, let's do it. So I'm gonna do it, right? Next up, this is The Tane, which is Irish mythology and legends, and I need to read it. I love the cover. Oh my god, yes. Usually it's green. You know, like all this green right here. But no, they went for red, and I am interested very much in this particular myths. I don't know if it's one big myth or multiple myths that interconnect. I guess I'll find out though whenever I start it. We've got Womb, and this is gonna be for spooky, scary skeleton season. Yes, it is, because it's extreme horror. And I just am trying to build up a list for Halloween reads, and this is of course one of them. Another one is Mapping the Interior. I don't know how scary this is, but I've told it's spooky, so therefore it's going on my Halloween list, of course. And those two are really thin, so I'm gonna have to figure out some other books, because I can read both of these books in a day. They're not long at all, and I want to continue for 31 days. We got to fill up those 31 days, and I don't mind if there's crossover into November. I don't mind that, but I want to have a good list for this Halloween season. Now, these two things, I don't know why. I need to read these. I skimmed them. I have a like even smaller pocket, like maybe it's like, I don't even know, it's really small, and it's in my bag just in case I get lost in the forest or something. And I read that one, but I think I want to read these two. They're not even that long. I don't know why. Nonfiction November. Here we go. Okay, another thing, I don't know why my husband was like, oh, you need to read Ernest Hemingway, The Sun Also Rises. I've never read him before. I think he's pretty whiny. I don't know if this is going to work out, but at least this is thin enough that it's not like a chunky book where I'll be like, no. Investing in Hemingway? I don't think so. Another thing, oh, this is a little chunky though. For Whom the Bell Tolls. I do want to try this out because it's a Metallica song title. Is that bad? That's the only reason why I want to read the book. I want to know why they have a song dedicated to this book. I think it's, at least it's an excuse. I don't know. I'm just gonna go with it. Now, another Chandler Morrison book that is going to be read with Patrick and Brian this month, July, Along the Path of Torment. And I think we might have 2 more books. I haven't bought those 2 remaining books, but this is actually, it has like weird formatting, so it looks longer than it is, so, but I'm into it. I love the cover. It's very pretty, especially, I like when covers are pretty and it's splatterpunk. I'll go with it. Even horror novels and weird books should have pretty covers. I think it's okay. But now, this is a tome. Okay. I know a lot of people like this book. Patrick, my friend, sent it. I didn't know it was this big and had such small lettering. I don't know when I'll get to it. I feel bad because it's probably expensive. Because it's 600 or whatever pages. Oh my god. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Yeah. But thank you so much. I'll get to it eventually. I think it is fiction. No, it's nonfiction. It's nonfiction, sorry. It is. So maybe nonfiction November. Though I have another book. It is by Arthur Herman that I do want to try to at least get halfway or some way, or maybe it's like it's not for me, so I DNF it and I donate it. I don't know. But I just can't seem to read it. It's about Aristotle, Plato, and Socrates, and it's been on my nightstand for 2 years. Almost 2 years. It's a problem. So that's another thing. It's downstairs in my bedroom. I don't have it, but that's something else. That's going to be part of Nonfiction November. Now, The Fourth Winds by Kristen Hanna. I found this at the little library, so it doesn't have a cover. It's boring. But I was like, yes, this book is fairly new, so I'm going to grab that. I don't recall many details on what this is about. It's fine, though. I'm excited. It was a free book that's relatively new, like published in the last few years. Hell yeah. Another book that I found at the little library for free that's been recently published as well is The Historians. This is a World War II novel. Usually I'm not interested in that. However, it's free. I mean, thank you. And if I don't like it, then I just return it to the little library. It's a vibe. Molokai has been on my to-read list for 4 years. I have built this book up so much that it better be good. Because 4 years, I have problems, obviously, with the holding on to books and not buying them, and then I finally buy them, which was like in December, you know? And then I'm like, ooh, other book, ooh, library, ooh, little library, like, oh my gosh, I need to get to it. I do. Love the cover, love the concept, even though it's depressing, and I'm excited to get to it eventually. Now, Queen of the Damned, Anne Rice. I read The Vampire Lestat and gave it 3.5 out of 5 stars. The Interview with the Vampire, I could not, because Louis is freaking annoying. But I have been told by my husband that this is the best book out of the 3, and I'm not gonna read the other books. Like, there seems to just be too much going on there from what he's told me. I might read this for Halloween if I don't have enough books and then it can just go into nonfiction November as like, oh, I needed a fiction outlet, so let's read Anne Rice. I think that could work. I just have to see what other books I have in line for Halloween. My husband gave me another book, Mythology by Edith Hamilton. Yeah, I had to think about that. Sorry. And so, like, it's it's nonfiction, but like, so Edith goes over books that, not books, have, like, go over myth and legends, but not, I guess, not truly in depth, because there were a lot of myths throughout the world. So that's interesting. Kind of reminds me, oh my god, that is so loud. Kind of reminds me of Joseph Campbell, but we'll see how it goes. Another book by Patrick's, not by Patrick, he sent it, jeez, okay. He sent it as a gift for joining his book club a while ago. Haven't gotten into it because it's thick. I'm kind of really into short books right now. Of course, I can read longer books, but like, I'm really interested in short books right now because I have quite a few short books. I kind of just want to get through those and then tackle bigger books that take like a month or more to finish. But I love this concept, and the cover is simple yet sweet, and I like that. Wild Ark. This is a Filippo Gregory first book in the trilogy that I was interested in, but like, I don't know why it didn't pull me in like her Tudor series, because I have all of her Tudor series books, which is like 13 or 15, or it's a lot. She has her own shelf over yonder. Like, she's got a lot of books. But I got this book for $4.99 at the thrift bookshop down the road, so definitely gonna give it a try. I don't know when, because this is also pretty thick. Even for a paperback, it's a nice tome. Another book that I got at the thrift store for $4.99, yes, $4.99, is A Secret History of Witches, and I heard about it, and I wanted to read it, and then I forgot, because, you know, shit happens. And then I found it there, and I was like, oh yes, okay, I'm gonna get it for $4.99. And I was thinking of possibly reading this for Halloween if I don't have other books in mind. We'll see. Lion of Ireland, Morgan Llewellyn. Yeah, this is on my TBR. Actually, another Morgan Llewellyn book. 1999. These two, I know it's going to be annoying. However, I do want to wait until March, because that's St. Patrick's Day. Yeah, but there are, like, a new theme for March is reading Irish books or Irish authors, so I do want to hold on to at least those, and also probably the Tane. So 3 books in next March. I think that's totally doable, and then whatever else I want to read, but I do want to read those for Irish season. And though they will be on my TBR shelf for quite some time, I think it's going to be worth it, because I missed this year's March Irish reading book club, whatever. And I want to do it next year in 2024. I was given these 2 books from my friend Vladimir. Oh, it's shiny. Oh, okay, right here. I'm just going to pause. He wrote both books, of course, and love the covers. I forgot which one that I have to read first, because he mentioned it, so I have to go back in our messages on Goodreads. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I have a shit memory. Okay, which book am I reading again? And then I'll see what he said. But I am excited. I am very thankful as well for sending these books out. I'm gonna put them down because that one's really heavy. At first, it didn't work for some reason. They're author copies, and I hate when that happens. It's happened to me before, where, you know, Amazon's like, oh, we're gonna send the author copy. Psych. So I did have to wait a little bit for these 2 novels, but they did arrive eventually with some extra back work from Vladimir, so I do appreciate that. Thank you very much. I'll try to get to them this year, though I have a lot of books, so it might be in 2024. However, I am going to be reading, I think, a lot more in 2024 and the end of 2023 because my husband's deploying. I'm going to have to, you know, keep myself very preoccupied, and that would be novels. 2 more left, people. 2 more left. Yes, and of course, The Winter King. My husband loves Bernard Cornwell. I tried one of his novels quite some time ago. It was a standalone during the Revolutionary War, and I DNF'd it after like 50 pages. I just did not like the writing. I also tried this novel 5 years ago. The first few pages, it didn't work for me. However, I have been told that, yes, it can be slow in the beginning, but then it gets better, and this other 2 books are really good. So I'm gonna try it again. I don't know when, but I'm gonna try it again. But, you know, like, second time, if I'm not into it, I'm just, you know, I'm just gonna give up and say Bernard is not for me, and thank you so much, husband, for trying, but it's just, no. Which he'll be disappointed, but I can't read books that don't vibe with me, that I don't like. I'm not that type of person. And I'm not gonna rate it if I DNF it, because if I get only like 50 pages into it, no. Like, I didn't read a, I don't know, 400-page book. It's not enough to rate it. So, you'll be fine. Bernard will totally be fine. Little old me will not move the needle whatsoever. Now, lastly, The Well of Shadows. This is a great 4-book self-published epic fantasy series by S.A. Kloppenstein. I still need to work on it. I have not spoken to him for quite some time. However, his books are fantastic. I'm on his newsletter, and he helped me a lot when I transitioned from Wattpad to self-publishing. He told me, you know, where to go, recommended editors, and like Facebook groups to know, like, what are you actually doing? How do you publish a book on KDP? What do you do? And leading from that, that's when I joined Brian Cohen's ad school, because I heard about it in a group, and I was like, oh well, like, if I didn't ask him about it, about self-publishing specifically, then I don't know where I would be. So thank you so much, and I'm going to really enjoy this last book. It is also kind of a tome. I guess I am holding back a little bit on thicker books, because I do have smaller books, and then I also have library books that are smaller and they're free, and there's stuff that I want to get to before getting to books that can be used as weapons, which I do appreciate. Thank you very much. If I can use you as a weapon, you never know during these times when you need a thick book. Oh, bam! But yeah, I just, for some reason, I think maybe just stress the last few years, I just want to read shorter books and entertaining books and fun books, and not really books that are extremely serious. And a lot of books that are extremely serious and have very dark themes are thicker. I think that's just what I've noticed for my reading interests. And okay, yes, splatterpunk horror is disgusting and vile, and yes, I get it, but I'm only reading Chandler's books, which is satirical, and then the splatterpunk western was meta and satirical. So it's like, has extremely disgusting and serious topics, but you don't take it seriously. So it's cartoonish, like Bugs Bunny type of stuff, if you remember that cartoon. I hope you do. Love Bugs Bunny. But yeah, it's a cartoonish, satirical, disgusting vibe, so you know, that's a little different. I just want something a little lighter and something more fun, whimsical, even, you know, with the Emily Wilde books. And yes, of course, every single book has a serious, at least one serious topic. They have more than one, you know, you can't get around that. But it's how you write it, it's how you portray it, it's how the characters overcome it, type of thing. And, you know, that's what I just want to read right now. I was reading a lot of serious shit for a very long time, so I think we've, what's that thing called? I forget. The swing has swung this way. This is a cue to end the video because I am obviously done talking. My mind said no. So I'm gonna follow my brain's advice and say thank you so much for watching this. What I have still so far, that's not the title of the video. I've made it very succinct for the title, but you know what I'm saying. I'm giving up now. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video and have a great rest of your day. Bye.